Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So, the Washington Commanders just got some great news about their new stadium. Momentum is building for them to get that RFK site back and have a stadium in DC once again. Also, be giving you guys an injury update. If you guys are new, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We're really close to 13,900. It's free and it really does mean a lot to me. So, also go ahead and follow my Twitter link in the description. So, this was the news from today. I'll read it out for you guys so you can know everything, and then we'll talk about my take on it. So, Commander, this is from Tom Pelissero, NFL Network guy, one of the top insiders in the NFL. Commanders' quest for a new stadium on the site of their old home RFK Stadium took another step today. Next stop, the Senate from a team spokesperson. Today's result is an exciting and significant step forward for the city of Washington, D.C., as it looks to gain long-term control of the RFK site. The Commanders have been fortunate to have interest from three incredible jurisdictions as we search for a new home and stadium. The vote today brings us one step closer towards continuing conversations with D.C., along with Maryland and Virginia, as potential future homes for our franchise. So from this kind of statement, I mean, it was a statement. It's very clear that RFK is their top destination. At least that's what I get from this. And that would be great. I mean, obviously, I wasn't around to watch it, but I know some of you guys were. And it would be great to have that site back. Obviously, they would be, remodeling it and stuff and changing things and renovating. But the site and all of the memories and the history is still going to be there, which is what really matters, and is going to get a lot of people into the stadium. And we've been getting people to the stadium. A lot of people have been going to the games, Landover, even though it's in Landover. But if it's in DC, no matter where it is, if it's in RFK, that's even better. But if it's in a random, stadium or spot in DC, it's going to be, a lot more people are going to go to the game. So some more information on this. Senate passed a bill giving DC long-term control of the RFK site. Important for new or potential new Commander Stadium at the site. It advances now to Senate floor for full vote. Must be done by December 28th or the bill is dead. So that's some more information on it. Eric Flack here has, basically saying the same thing, but you guys can read it there. Vote was 17-2. So, it was almost unanimous, which is good. So a lot of people are in favor of the Commanders getting that RFK site, which is good. For me, I'm fine if it's not RFK, but as long as it's in DC, I'm good with that. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter what I think. It's what they can get done and where the money is and how much funding they're getting. But DC would be my, number one option. I think having it in DC where not where the Commanders play, where the Nats play, the Wizards play, the Caps, even DC United, like they all play there. The Mystics, I'm not sure about the Spirit, but maybe the Spirit as well. Like, let's get everyone there. And Landover is just so far from people in, Northern Virginia, even DC. It's just a hassle to get there, and the parking's a mess. There's really nothing down there, or I guess up there. There's not much there to do. So I think a DC stadium would be a lot better for the team. Be good for the city as well. Having probably the top franchise in terms of the fan base. I know the Caps fan base is strong and others are as well, but like when the team's good, the Commanders, Redskins, Washington football team, whatever you want to call it, that is the strongest fan base. So having it in DC would be good. And yeah, I think that's really what I have to say about the whole situation. So we'll see what happens with the Senate. Advances to the Senate floor for full vote. Must be done by December 28th. But it seems like momentum is, building for the stadium to be in DC. I think that's what Josh Harris wants. You got to remember, Josh Harris was a fan of this team. He's from this area. He knows what the people want. Dan Snyder, he was rooting for this team as well, but he was just different. He wanted to do everything himself. But, Josh Harris is letting other people make the decisions. He made the decision to hire a lot of these people, but then after that, he's letting them do their thing. He is obviously getting input from them and, or not, not getting input, but asking questions and being curious, which, hey, I would too if I made a, whatever it was, $6 billion investment in the team. I know he didn't pay for all of it, but it's a big investment. You're going to want to know what your team's doing. That's why he was in the meetings for the quarterbacks and stuff like that. But as long as he's not the pushing for certain players or coaches, whatever. I mean, I guess some coaches isn't as big of a deal if he's trying to choose a coach. But you know what I mean. As long as he's not making Dan Snyder type of moves, that's fine. And again, he's grew up in this area. He knows what the fans want, and some of the other people on the board as well. I believe Mark Ein, he grew up in this area as well, so they all know what the fans want, and that's RFK as the stadium. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this situation. Real quick, some injury updates. So Dan Quinn said that Jaden Daniels is not injured. He was very clear about that. I don't necessarily believe that. Here's the thing, and we don't have to make a big deal out of this right now because there's football to be played. Let's beat the Cowboys Dallas week. But if he was hurt, there's no reason to say he's hurt. It just looks like you're making excuses or, making Jaden more of a target for these other defenders, for this, for the other team to get him hurt. So they wouldn't say it. He is hurt. I mean, every player is hurt. The question is, how hurt is he? I think he's pretty hurt. And it's still affecting his throwing and stuff with some positions. Some of these injuries, they'll have an effect, but it's a pain tolerance thing and doesn't really affect your play. Quarterback, your oblique, that's just the rib injury. It definitely affects you a lot and makes it way harder to make throws down the field, especially those more difficult throws. That's why they weren't really throwing down the field at all against Philly, and I believe we saw the effects of his injury more pronounced against Philly because he had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to recover. 3 full days. This week he'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's 9 full days, plus some of Sunday before he, plays again. So that's good. He gets 9-10 days of rest. And the Cowboys, obviously they don't have Dak Prescott. They have some other injuries. But also, I think DeMarcus Lawrence is out. But they just played on Monday night. So the Commanders have a big advantage there for sure. And it is at home. I believe it's away. Let me just make sure. I think it's home. But let me make sure it is. Yeah, it is home. It's home. So injury updates. Marshawn Lattimore. Dan Quinn says hopefully gets back on the practice field this week. Trending in the right direction. I think it's still in question if he plays this week. It's a game against Dallas. You're not too worried about them, but it is a divisional opponent. You would like to have him out there, but maybe they wait one more week. They said no surprises with the Marshawn Lattimore injury. It was never going to be plug and play. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, that's kind of it on the injury front. There'll be some other stuff as well coming out in the next couple days. Today, there's no practice, but Wednesday there'll be practice, and that's when the biggest injury update is. Usually Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday, you maybe get some new injuries. Hopefully, not gonna wood it. There's none, but you get some injuries from maybe the past game, and then Friday is when you really figure out if the guys are gonna play or not for the most part. And there'll be some questionable tags. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope this stadium goes to DC. And again, please go ahead and follow the Twitter. Trying to grow it up a little bit. It's close to 2,500 followers. And if you stay till the end, what's a player we can do at the end here? Go ahead and comment down below. We'll go Charles Mann. We'll go Charles Mann. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.